people, visiting and
Volunteering.
and volunteering. Yeah, volunteering, I think that's a great idea, yeah. Yes?
I have 3 friends and we don't even try to get together during the holidays. We get together in January when everything's dead and cold and dark. We have our Christmas in January.
Oh.
So you don't have to get together with everyone
That's right.
in December. I mean, you
Right,
have
change
time.
the time frame. I love that idea too. That's a real time change, isn't it? Yeah, I do the same thing with my family because nobody wants to travel during, you know, the busiest time of the year and during the worst weather. So when my parents were still not in a nursing home, we would go early. And now that they're in a nursing home, we're gonna go late because my brother's celebrating with, you know, a lot of other family people. So yeah, just changing the day that it happens. I know some people would be, oh, can't do that, but then you could celebrate privately, quietly, the actual day, the actual events, you know, in a quiet, kind of a private way. But the big family bash could be at a time that's not so hazardous to your health. Yeah. I put that clock where I can't see it. It's all right. Yeah. So, okay, now we're ready to look at the obstacles here. We've got some brainstorming lists here. We can build those lists up. You can, you know, maybe even do this exercise with your family. But the obstacles to that would be family complaints. I'll start with that one. Complaints like, I want it to be exactly like it was. Like when I was trying to get people to draw names, you know, I would bring it up and then, oh no, we got the tradition. I love open gifts. All that discussion around that. So complaints about changing things. What are some other obstacles? Looking at our 2 lists here.
Not enough time to do everything.
Obstacles to let me clarify, obstacles to getting what you want.
Right.
So you're still saying,
If you're working a job and you're trying to do all these other seasonal things at the same time.
yeah. And notice when we are going on this line, obstacles are a dip. They're like, they bring your energy down. That's why I drew the kind of circle below the line. So complaints, obstacles, resistance. How about resistance? Similar to the complaints, but even you yourself might resist doing something different for the holidays because, you know, like, oh, I always decorate. No, I don't have time. I broke my arm, but, you know, I still want to decorate. You know, so we have resistance to changing those kinds of things. Complaints, traditions. Yeah. Any other obstacles that you might confront in trying to shift it to whatever it is that you want, your new vision? What are some obstacles to? Yeah.
Years ago, more women were at home, and they weren't trying to work 8 hours and go home and do all of this. They were home. My mother was home during the day, so she had time to make cookies and do all this stuff because we were in school and she was there. You know, of course, the housework was different back then; it was more labor intensive, but still, you know, it's kind of like obstacles are having a realistic approach to what you can actually accomplish in so many, you know, like trying to remember the good old days and not remembering that they had more time to do all these things than we have now.
Right.
Especially
and they had
children in the evening, you're trying to
Yeah.
help them with homework and do everything and then do all this other things that your mother might have done during the day. You know?
Right. They were a simpler time and people had more time at home, that's true. And they also didn't have to find just the perfect everybody has sold out and they have to, you know, run around all these different stores or whatever the hot, you know, gift is, the gift item. We've really gone overboard in a lot of our gift giving. It used to be a lot simpler. You'd do one thing. People would get one gift and they would treasure it. I remember when I would get a gift when I was a kid, I'd put it right at the head of my bed, and when I'd lean over, you know, to look down, I'd see it and I'd go, oh. Because we didn't get a lot of stuff. You got the one thing. And a new pair of shoes was incredible if you were in a family because you'd wear everybody else's shoes, and by the time they got to you, they were all worn out. So that's kind of old-fashioned. I bet today kids wear somebody else's shoes? No way. You know, we're kind of spoiled now. But back when I was growing up, you know, you wore all the family's clothes, and I used to crawl around on my hands and knees to wear out the toes of the shoes so I could not have to wear them. I had these shoes I just hated. They were black velvet. Now I might like them. realistic approach. It's difficult to switch into a realistic approach unless we really kind of look at it and talk about it with family. So, actions now. See, what we've done is we've thought about what currently is, we're brainstorming here, and then what do I really want? You want peace, relaxation, you know, joy, meaning, you know, low stress. You can kind of go on and you kind of figure out what the feeling is that you want to have and what the vision is that you want to have, and then that drives your actions. Now, so what kind of actions are you going to need to take? You're going to have to talk to your family, for one thing, discuss. What else?
Get help.
An agreement.
Get help, yes. Get help in a wide variety of ways. And what'd you say, Julie?
Okay, with the discussion, have to come to an agreement.
Yeah.
on what your plans are.
Discuss and agree on a plan. Yes, definitely.
Sometimes no one else wants to do it either, but no one will be the first one to speak up and say,
Right.
you know, they don't wanna do this anymore. If you're the one that brings it up, our family, we simplified several things because we finally said, we just don't wanna do this anymore.
Right.
So, maybe, but no one would speak up and say,
Yeah.
would initiate it, you know?
Right. So you could initiate. You know, and it might take a couple of years to get going, but yeah, you could definitely initiate.
Prioritize.
Oh, there you go. Prioritize and then mark it into a calendar so you see how much room or time you actually have, because we always think we can get more done than we actually can get done. And if you plot it all out, and if you can do some things ahead of time like bake and freeze or whatever, then that definitely helps. I'm one of these people that does it at the last minute, so this is for me to plan ahead.
I tried to have Christmas at our house and so that my mother wouldn't have to have it. And she's 75 and she does all the shopping, all the baking, all the cooking, all the cleaning,
Wow.
all the wrapping, everything that's on that board. She does it. She starts in October and she has it every year, and then after it's, you know, it's like a bomb that goes off in her house and there's 30 people and all those kids.
Yeah.
I'm the one who cleans it up. And that's worked for her for about 35 years. But I have my own family. And so if I don't go and clean it up, nobody else will. So I'm held hostage because I can't go enjoy my kids at their home. I can't have it at my house because I tried that. It's small. I said, okay, here we go. This is what you guys, this is what we're going to do. Let's just try this. See what, you know, let's just try this. And thanks a lot because I don't have any room here, so let's just do that. Amen. And everybody just went outside and stood at the truck because they're kind of redneck. So it was miserable for me, and I don't think there's an answer. I really just don't think there is.
Well, you know, then let's talk afterwards, because there's always an answer.
Okay.
There's always an answer out there somewhere.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Surely you can get people in your family to help you out. It sounds like your mom is an overachiever and she's kind of set that in motion, and
She's
people
got it,
have
yeah.
gotten used to taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
When there's one person who will do everything, people take advantage of it. They go, oh, they'll do everything. And at some point somebody's got to say, we're not doing everything.
Do you think it's okay for men to take a role like doing the dishes and yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I like your job jar idea.
Yeah.
I would try
Paper
it.
plates.
And